Hi.
Hi,
Hello. And welcome
and welcome to
specifically
Specifically
Devoid.
Devoid, a
Uh,
podcast.
reason
Is
my
it
mom doesn't like me.
your mom doesn't like you?
Well, she probably doesn't like you either, but
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
This is still a podcast.
Uh, legally, yes.
Legally? Wow, I didn't think we'd make it this far.
Right?
When's YouTube sending her cardboard plaque for 10 subscribers?
Oh, it's in the mail.
Oh, gotcha. Can we, Micah, we need to make one of those and put it up just in your wall.
Oh, like behind here.
Behind you. Just a cardboard plaque for 10 subscribers on YouTube.
I'll do that.
Nice.
Nice.
So, Micah, you are working now.
Yes.
How's that?
Uh-huh.
Are you allowed to talk about your place of work?
Nope.
That's funny.
I had to sign an NDA.
A non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah.
How would you feel, though, if perchance you worked at a place, I don't know. That's it. That's the end of the question. What if you just worked at a place?
I mean, I do work at a place, so I feel as I am.
Ah, nice. Did you care to disclose?
No.
That's the in non-disclosure agreement stands for. It stands for no.
I'm gonna cut all of this.
Why? When this comes out, January.
It's the 1 year anniversary.
It's January. I'm so glad coronavirus is gone.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
I can't believe the president was right and it just disappeared.
Who's the president now in 2021?
Well, it's only January 1st, so it's still Donald Trump.
Oh.
But, what's her name? What's her name is taking over? Not Joe Biden. The third party candidate that apparently people are stoked on.
Tulsi Gabbard?
No, she's just chilling. She's like, I'm a Democrat. And we're like, sure you are, Tulsi.
Ooh, that's funny. That's funny.
I think Tulsi Gabbard still thinks she's in the running for Democratic nominee.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think Deval Patrick has dropped out.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna win.
He could.
No. I think, scientifically he couldn't. That would be too much. That's like creating or destroying matter or something.
I watched the Ben Shapiro video and actually anybody can win presidency, so...
Oh. I watched a Ben Shapiro video where he told people affected by floods to just sell their houses.
Why don't poor people just buy a house?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
On.
I don't get it.
You know, if the economy is really doing as great as it should be, you should just be able to buy a house anywhere you want to.
There was a video that I showed you minutes ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
How?
We started recording a podcast. Excuse the noise from my house.
How?
Wait, was that pausing so you could cut that out later?
Yeah. One more time.
Alright, Tony, leave this in, by the way.
How?
Wait, what are we talking about?
Ben Shapiro, I think.
Leave this all in.
How?
Oh, I forgot about it, but for the podcast. So that we could conveniently talk about this.
Yeah.
What a video that must have been.
If you want to watch it, he basically says that he makes the argument that everybody was doing slavery, so really it wasn't a problem.
Didn't he say that the 3/5 compromise was actually like America not liking slavery?
Yeah, the 3/5 compromise wasn't actually racist.
Yikes.
That's what he said. That's not what I.
Yeah, right.
I'll cut that.
We do not hold these views.
These are the views of Benjamin Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro. I'm pretty sure he's from an alternate dimension, right? Like, besides his YouTube videos, there's no real life proof of Ben Shapiro, is there?
Except those videos where Ben Shapiro owns libtard.
But I'm pretty sure that's in his alternate universe. He lives in the same alternate universe as Caitlin Bennett. Caitlin Bennett's the girl who brought a gun to her graduation at Kent State and then shit in her pants at a party one time. But is like one of those like voices of young conservatism. But people are just like, hey, you shat your pants at a party once, and she'll never get past it.
I've never heard of this.
You've never heard of the Kent State gun girl? Yo, she's like the funniest thing to clown on in the universe. Because if you encounter her in real life, you could just say, hey, didn't you shit yourself at a party that one time? And she's like, stupid libtard. Next, I'm having meatloaf today because we're celebrating my younger brother's birthday.
Oh, you're gonna eat meatloaf?
Yeah, I'll eat meatloaf live on the podcast.
Derek's gonna break being vegetarian live on the podcast.
Hey, I'm vegan. Most of the time.
Not if you eat meatloaf.
That's why I said most of the time.
It's literally a loaf made of meat.
This is a vegan's first time reaction to meatloaf.
You were vegan, and then we were at an arena, and you were like, I'm just gonna get buffalo chicken.
Yeah, I also didn't eat for a day.
That's fair. You faked being Jewish.
Are we gonna talk about that now?
Sure.
Anyway, so first off, I need to apologize to just everyone at the music department for duping you so hard.
Technically, I duped them, and you were just assisting my dupage.
Yeah, I was a little uncomfortable with it at first.
And then, but you felt so good doing it.
Yeah, so we bought tickets on the same day that I had a performance, and I didn't realize it.
But we bought this like in advance. Like we bought this like 2.5 weeks like in advance of the show. For
an All Elite Wrestling show.
This is the only time we'll talk about wrestling, but this is it. It's for the story.
Yes. And I was like, shit, Micah, I'm supposed to perform on this day. What do I do? And you just said, it's Yom Kippur.
and I said this in the bathroom.
Yes. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable with that. But then I ended up doing it. I ended up telling them that that's the reason I missed it. But then I felt so bad that I actually did it. Like, I actually fasted and everything.
Yeah. And it's fine.
I think.
Because Derek said, yeah, I'm definitely a person who would just, like, try out being Jewish.
I am. That's the thing. Oh, God, am I about to get canceled?
I don't know, you're eating meatloaf, you fake vegan.
Just because I'm eating it doesn't mean I'm enjoying it.
I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, yuck. Gross. You know, people told me this was the best part of Rocky Horror. Anyway, what were we talking about?
You fake being Jewish.
Oh, yeah. So I fasted for a whole day and then had to drive a couple hours to Big City.
While I was like, I'm like really bad in the car. Like
you get super car sick. But you were fine almost the entire time until we were like start in traffic in Boston.
I get really bad like motion sickness.
Everything was fine, and then we were like stopped at a stoplight, and you were like,
and
but you couldn't puke anything
because you
hadn't eaten all day.
It was bad.
So then we got there, and we had to search our heart out for a CVS.
To be fair, it was like right there.
Yeah, but it took a lot of work to search for it. But so, that's the story of how one time, I faked celebrating a Jewish holiday so that I could go see Darby Allin skateboard down a ramp and splash on Chris Jericho.
It was a cool day, I would say.
It was a cool day. There was, like, one of the better matches in AEW history happened at that taping. Kenny Omega and Joey Janela.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Private Party versus the Young Bucks.
That too. That also happened when we were there.
Or the great match of Darby Allin versus Jimmy Havoc.
And then that's it for wrestling.
If you want to watch us talk wrestling more,
check out the Devoid Wrestling Podcast. That's the theme song for the podcast. I wrote it myself entirely.
Uh-huh.
So, Micah, let me ask you something. Have you ever taken the political compass test?
No.
Oh. I think the last time I did was in high school. And that's when I was going through my, like, hey, maybe communism isn't that bad of an idea phase.
Sure.
As we all do. Ben Shapiro included. Ben Shapiro's the kid that goes, well, actually in math class to talk about economics. This is the last bite of meat I will ever eat again. That's probably definitely not true. Thank you for coming to the first ever mukbang episode of the Specifically Devoid podcast. Emphasis on muck, am I right?
More like bang, am I right? Bang, 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 bang.
You ever seen a baseball player, like, from high school?
No.
And they're just walking around and, like, you know what I mean?
Derek, were you a high school phenom in baseball?
Was I a high school phenom in baseball?
Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you this. I did used to play baseball. And I was in middle school. And I wasn't good. I mean, look at me. I couldn't be good at sports. It's, like, scientifically impossible. But I'd grown up playing baseball with a bunch of people. So I was kind of in the, like, baseball circle. But the joke was that I was bad. And I didn't realize that it was basically bullying until years later. But anyways, the two, like, good kids, who were both pitchers, would joke that, like, the worst player would be the one who I would get a hit off of first. And so me being, like, 13 and, like, sad, was like, yeah, people are thinking of me. And that's the story of how I
overcame my fear of playing baseball.
That's the story about how I grew a fear of baseballs to this day.
Yeah, Derek actually doesn't like any balls.
That's not true. I like volleyballs. No, but anytime I see a Yankees jersey, I have to, like, take a moment nowadays. Just, I see any baseball jersey, I'm like, excuse me a moment. I have to, like, compose myself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Micah knows what I mean. I had the time of my life. I have a lot of energy right now.
It's probably because you have protein.
It's from the meatloaf, yeah, I was going to say. It's all the caffeine that comes in meatloaf. Do you know what blew my mind when I learned that chocolate had caffeine in it?
No.
I was like 6, and I was like, oh, what's in this chocolate? Caffeine? No way.
Caffeine? What's that? Watch this.
Watch this. Anyway, Micah, do you have any fun stories to share? I've shared 2 now. I feel like there's a deficit here. Micah, you're in story debt.
I'm not really sure if I have funny stories.
What's the worst, like, job-related thing you've ever done? Not, like, your current job, because you signed a non-disclosure agreement. But what's the, like, funniest thing in relation to your workplace that's ever happened?
Okay, here's a funny thing. So, I worked at, like a... essentially a dollar store.
Gotcha. 99-cent store.
Sure.
It's a 99-cent to $1.02 store. It's essentially a dollar store.
So, some lady comes in. She's like kind of in a panic. And I'm just like, oh no. Because I don't want to have to deal with that. And she was just like, do you know where I could find like these types of screws? And I was like looking, and I was just like, we actually don't sell screws. And she was just like, what? Like she had no...
That's like the worst thing she's ever heard.
Yeah, like somehow I was like in the wrong.
Sorry, we don't serve screws. What?
Yeah, and I was just like, and like you're supposed to like, oh, maybe something there's like screws. And I was like, we have tape. And like tape and screws are not the same thing.
No, you heard it here first. Tape and screws are not the same thing. Put that on a headline.
So yeah.
That is a funny story. Nice. Where, Mike, in post, can you just put 1 over you and a 2 over me for amount of stories told in this podcast?
Can't do that.
Hey, Micah, could you edit in explosions just everywhere? Just, have you seen a Michael Bay movie?
Literally 0.
Oh, well, like that. You know what I mean.
Okay.
You don't need to watch a movie, just do what he does in the movies.
I once wrote a 1-page paper on product placement talking about a Transformers movie I had never seen. And it was...
That's really funny.
And it was Bud Light. Bud Light in the Transformers movies.
Nice. You want to know a fun fact? I have not since, I'd say, 8th grade, have I written a paper about a book I've completely read.
Nice.
Like, I wrote a paper. So I was in honors English 1. Whoop-de-doo. In high school. And we had to read this book, Dandelion Wine. And I didn't. Like, not a single page. And I wrote the entirety... Because, like, our first assignment was, like, we're not going to do anything. Just write a final paper on this book. And I wrote a paper, and I got my grade, and my teacher wrote very thorough, excellent details on it. Is that the original, like, Madden basically releasing the same game every year? Is just the Guinness Book of World Records essentially releasing the same book every year?
No, that's like an almanac.
Like the Farmer's Almanac?
No. No one even knows what an almanac is anymore.
No one even knows what a farmer is these days.
Farmer, more like, I hardly even know her.
Nice, am I right?
First joke of its kind, am I right?
That's so funny.
Ugh.
Yeah, actually, FarmersOnly.com doesn't have any people on it because farmers went extinct in 1974. Nice hair flip, Micah. Is that your Big Time Rush audition tape?
Actually, it's large time rush.
I figured it out, Micah. I finally figured out which 2000s Nickelodeon star you kind of look like. You look similar to Drake Bell. Like, I think you do.
Have you ever seen Bucket and Skinner's Excellent Adventures or whatever the fuck that show was?
But is it just Nickelodeon, Tim and Eric, Bucket and Skinner's Excellent Adventures?
No, it's like Bucket and Skinner's something, and they're surfers, and like it ran for one season. Shocking, I know.
Yeah, I watched Pair of Kings on Disney Channel.
Yo, more like Disney XD.
More like Disney minus, am I right?
No,
Micah, am I right?
you are wrong.
Oh, fuck. Does that mean I'm going to lose tomorrow's game show?
Tomorrow as of recording.
Yes. Did you see in our improv group chat that there's now an extra stake added to the game show?
No, what is it?
So me and Meg, and you'll all figure this out tomorrow, or tomorrow in our time, tomorrow in Devoid Standard Times recording.
TST.
But the other day, Meg, who's going to be on the game show tomorrow, posted a BuzzFeed quiz that was, if you were a Barbie movie character, who would you be? And me and Meg both got Alexa from Barbie and the Diamond Castle. So, the stakes are, whoever places the highest gets to still be Alexa. And whoever is the lowest has to be the villain from The Princess and the Pauper. Which, if you haven't seen the villain from The Princess and the Pauper... So tomorrow's going to be a very eventful game show for me. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to have a hard time just because I figured out that the only way I could win is if Craig's not there.
And guess who's in the game?
And guess who's there tomorrow? It's Craig.
Yeah.
Craig has been on, besides me and you, the most of any contestant now.
There's also Sam and Paul who have been on the same amount.
Well, no, because after tomorrow, Craig will have been on 3 times. Craig has been on 3 of our 4 game shows now.
Yeah, but
Craig's funny. He presses the nut button.
The nuttin', if you will.
I won't.
Okay.
I've decided not to. Do you have a problem with that?
I do, actually.
Oh, see, because here's the thing about having problems with stuff, is that, I have a knife. So, do you have a problem with that?
I don't know, do I?
You make a good point. Sorry, you can continue. Continue what we were talking about, which was...
I'm sorry.
What were we talking about?
The Princess and the Pauper, but Barbie?
Oh yeah, I was talking about the game show tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, I think Derek's gonna lose.
I don't want to. But I also... It's hard, because I kind of want to host, but I have to lose in order to do so. So, I don't know what's going on. The head can twist on my Post Malone pop figure. Post Malone with a butt. Thank you. Do you think they make Post Malone action figures?
No.
Would you watch a superhero show that's just like rappers, but superheroes?
No.
What? You wouldn't want to see a show that's like Post Malone, 21 Savage? There are other rappers, right?
Kanye.
Yeah. Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi.
Luzi.
Lil Nas X, Lil Jon.
Lil Tay.
Bunch of people who are just very small.
Do you know of Lil Tay?
Lil Tay?
Lil Tay. Do you not know who Lil Tay is?
She's like a child.
Yeah, she's like 8. And she's like, I'm flexing on y'all with my money and my Mercedes. I'm like, you're 8.
She has Mercedes money?
She has my mom let us have a bouncy house. Fuck. I can't talk. My mom let us get a bouncy house for my birthday party money.
Yo, my friend had a bouncy. They're twins, but you know. So my friends.
Just the one.
Yeah.
The other twin is dead.
My friend had a bouncy house for his graduation party. That's
funny. That's a good prank. We should just order a bouncy house and put it on the green on campus.
During like one of the protests, it's just
just that'll show them. That'll send our message across. No, what we gotta do is we gotta get all of the administrators into the bouncy castle. And so that they think that, oh, this isn't bad. We're actually having a good time. And then when they're all in there, we shut it off.
That's like a fun thing that I used to do like as a child is like you turn off the bouncy house when it's dark and you have to like wait like 30 seconds and like as it's coming down you gotta go for like the exit.
I heard if you do that while it's raining, it simulates birth.
Huh. Haven't heard that one before.
You haven't?
No.
It's a pretty common one.
Oh.
Yeah. So, maybe just be cooler and talk to more people. Just like the stupid people who won't donate to our Patreon at www.
Not doing that again. That bullshit.
Remember, if you can't donate $5, you're poor.
Just remember, I hate you.
Yeah. Remember, you think Ben Shapiro would be one of those people if he Twitch streamed? It's $5. Like, at the least you could do economically is give me $5. Because if you are watching me and you don't have $5, you should probably get a job.
Is Ben Shapiro the new OJ?
Is Ben Shapiro... Can we get Ben Shapiro on the OJ episode?
I think my head would explode. I think your head would explode. Too many heads would just be gone.
It'd be funny. We get Ben Shapiro and OJ on, and we just ask, hey, Ben, how comfortable are you right now? And then we tell OJ, I think he's uncomfortable because you killed someone. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think Ben Shapiro would be like, actually, according to the law, he's innocent, so I'm completely comfortable because the law is the truth. You know what I mean?
Look up right now. Is Ben Shapiro only a high school graduate?
Look up Ben Shapiro education.
Yeah, I would like to know, like, if he went to school, if he went to further schooling.
I'm going to figure that out right now. Oh no, he didn't.
What?
I need to confirm this. Alright. He graduated cum laude from Harvard Law School in 2007. What if? Yikes. Well, actually, his dad was a musician, so he knows everything he needs to know. So, also, I just have to say this real quick. I looked up Ben Shapiro, and the first thing Google wanted me to auto-submit was Ben Shapiro hamburger helper. Someone just put Ben Shapiro's face in the hamburger helper, and I guess it's a meme? Is this one of those Gen Z memes that, like, aren't funny? Alright, I have to talk about Gen Z humor for a second. So Gen Z humor it's funny. Sure, it makes me laugh. But do you remember the time in American pop culture where there was a subculture of people who were like, haha, I'm random, tacos, ha ha ha. Like, do you remember the random, like, phase?
No.
People were like, it was like scene kids. Do you know what scene kids are?
Nope.
No? I'll pull up a picture, hold on. Scene kids are, those kids that, like, say RAR-XD out loud, like, unironically.
Oh, Paul.
No, Paul is not a scene kid. So, like, yeah, this is a scene kid.
I don't know what my brain is processing.
Let me find some more. Yep. This is a scene kid.
What scene?
Oh, the pop punk scene. Of course. Hot topic. But there was random humor. And for those people, if you weren't actually random, then you weren't cool. You were, like, gonna get bullied for not being random enough.
So you just have to be random? Like, you have to say, like, typhoid disease.
No, because that's Gen Z humor. This is the point I'm making. Random humor was really cringy, but Gen Z humor isn't cringy. Like, I don't even know how to look this up. Because, like, the cringe things you'll remember if you were a scene kid in the mid-2000s is an article I just found. Jesus. Scene kids.
I mean, I've seen kids before.
Mike, I think you just got canceled.
I'm sorry. I know the way out.
Let me see. Let me just look up "You're Not Random Enough." Like it was a thing. It's like, here's a great math problem. If your toaster is on the oven, how long can your son see the sky from the house? Like, and then to be like, ha ha ha, funny, get it?
Sounds like a Visco girl.
You're not random enough.
It sounds like a Visco girl, but like worse.
Face the consequences. No? Does it ring a bell?
Sadly, no.
But anyway, what I'm getting at is seeing random humor where it's like RAR-XD, I'm a cat, haha, funny, funny, is the same thing as Gen Z, like, egg humor.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think it is exactly the same, but kids have decided it's not cringy anymore. And that it actually is funny to post a picture of Markiplier's face on Lord Farquaad, deep fried to all hell, that says E, and it's the funniest thing on the internet. You know what I mean? that like the 5th time I've said "you know what I mean" on this podcast?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Liberals, you know what I mean?
Those silly liberals.
Those silly liberals.
Oh, they never understand.
No.
That's my next podcast.
You silly liberals.
Liberals just don't understand.
Liberals just don't understand. And you just like explain like a how-to YouTube channel, like things from the
Number one,
number 1 is And if you go even more below and type in the box, you can add a comment, and that will help the channel too. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yeah, comment, share this with your friends. Share it with not your friends, people you like, people you hate.
I think I've got a great new name for our fan base. I think we should call them Mavericks.
That's the show.
Bye. See you next time
Goodbye.
on CBS.